Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Nostalgia Critic, and it's going to be X-Men Cartoon. Oh boy, I believe this is going to be the X-Men Cartoon animated series. I think I watched a couple of them as a kid. I wasn't a fanatic where I watched them every single day. With X-Men blanket covers and an X-Men clock on my wall and a poster and X-Men comic books everywhere and like X-Men shoes and stuff like that. I wasn't that at that stage. I didn't really watch a lot of sort of animated cartoons and TV shows when I grew up. Don't mean I didn't watch those things. I did, but I didn't watch them as much as I did watch movies. I watched a lot of movies, but I sort of gave TV sort of episodes a skip. Yeah, let's check out what the Nostalgia Critic has to say about it. Let's go.
Oh, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to.
Oh,
and
boy.
welcome to another rendition of Raiders of the Story Arc.
Raiders of the Story Arc. Here we go.
This is where I take
Why
the first
Indiana
few
Jones?
episodes of a nostalgic show and see if it
It
still
just
holds
popped.
up. With
Why
that
was I
said,
playing the Indiana Jones music?
X-Men! Jesus with pork and beans, I fucking love
Jesus,
X-Men.
pork and
This was the badass cartoon that kids
It was
watched.
badass.
The
I
cartoon
watched
that
a
made you feel
couple.
tough and rebellious, but it
Yeah.
actually had a good story and good characters to back it up as well. But is it a story that still holds up, or is there just too much corniness to make it work? Now, I
It's
know
still
what
good.
you're thinking. Didn't the Nostalgia Chick already review the X-Men cartoon? Well, Obscurus Loop already did The Room, Mike J already did Jaws 3, and the Distressed Watcher already did Dungeons and Dragons. Why give a shit
Wasn't that
now? Anyway, it's not like I'm
Wasn't that
getting
the
way
Amazing
dark
Atheist
Melisande or
concept?
anything. Dark Rob,
Oh, Jesus.
Dark Rob, Dark Rob,
Emo Peter.
piss off!
Oh, boy. That's my hair right now under this hat. You just can't see it. Wow, damn,
Well,
Nostalgia.
with
That was
said,
cheap,
let's
though.
take a look at the first
Go
few
kicking
episodes
around
of
people.
X-Men. So the show starts, and I have to admit, I get the chills. Whenever that song plays, I hear nothing but awesomeness.
Yeah, the music's badass. I mean, you could
It's
play
the
that in a
coolest thing
video
ever. I
game.
get this overwhelming urge to kick some ass.
The beast. Wow. So that's how
After
he
that
treats
awesome
his
opening,
staff
we get our
members.
first
Just
episode,
beats the
Night
shit
of the
out of them.
Sentinels, Part 1. We start off with the mutant Sabretooth, who, oddly enough, has nothing to do with this episode. After throwing a car at a cameraman who somehow filmed this entire event completely still and miles high in the air,
Hey, that's pretty
we cut
cool
to a
for a
concerned
car
mother
at
and
camera angle.
Ray from the real Ghostbusters, who are talking about their daughter.
But how could you register her with that mutant control agency as if she were some sort of criminal?
It's an outreach program to help.
I grew
these
up watching the
unfortunate
Spider-Man
people.
animated
It's just like the
series, the
neighbors never found out
Batman,
our beautiful
the
Jubilee's a
Superman,
So this is Jubilee, a young girl who's always dressed
Ghostbusters
like she's
as
about
well,
to do
the
the dishes
cartoon.
in the rain. But little do they know that a mechanical visitor is about
Hey
to cross
Arnold,
their
I
path.
remember watching that as well. Fairly Odd
What
Parents,
if we were wrong? What if she isn't
Rugrats,
Are you kidding? Look what she did to the VCR just by touching it.
Well, to be fair, that's
Fantastic
what happens when most
Four
women touch
cartoon
VCR.
as well.
Oh, yeah, come on, get the VCR to stop blinking 12, I dare you! I
There's
fucking
just a
dare you!
handful of things I watched. Only a handful of episodes. He-Man I watched as well.
So
That
this
was
giant
awesome.
machine is known
Ninja-
as a Sentinel, a government-built
He did
robot designed to
Teenage
track
Mutant
down
Ninja
mutants.
Turtles. Watched that as well.
Subtle. You could just send cops or military
And
for
X-Men, of
something like
course.
that, but no, we need gigantic killer machines to apprehend teenage girls who raided April O'Neil's closet. No wonder the economy's in the toilet.
Yeah, but there's just so many episodes I've watched from other
Good
series.
God!
and-
We get upset
comics.
when our policemen use bad language. How the hell would we ever let this destructive can of Campbell soup fly?
Hello, Mutant Registration Program.
One of your
Mutant.
fucking robots just broke in and destroyed my mall! Jesus Christ,
Sam.
the property damage is unbelievable!
Well, sir, did you keep the receipt for them all?
No.
Then we have nothing to discuss.
Oh my God, it's coming back! Ah!
Have a nice day, sir.
So it turns out the Mutant Outreach Program really is designed to reach out and grab mutants, whether they like
I
it or
guess, why not?
not. Unfortunately, this mall is also the shopping place for Storm, another mutant who I swear thinks that she's in a J.R.R. Tolkien novel.
Storm, mistress of the elements, commands you to release that child.
Go back to the shadow. Flame of Udon.
It didn't really work that out much well for him,
She helped
so
save
I would have
Jubilee
worked
along
for
with
her.
another mutant named Rogue, who I swear to God has only gotten hotter with time.
Come to mama.
Put me down, you flying freak.
You would never have to put
Damn.
me down, Rogue.
Race.
She's a series of painted lines! A Southern home perfection. And there's also the Cajun Gambit,
Where you going, Petit?
Anywhere but here.
who may actually have the strangest casual wear out of all the X-Men. And that's saying a lot. I mean, sure, Jubilee looks stupid, but I can at least tell what she's wearing. With Gambit? What is half that stuff?
Yeah, what is that stuff? I guess hockey pads?
Who are you?
Cyclops.
So they take her back to Xavier's School for the Gifted, which ironically never shows anybody teaching or learning anything throughout the entire series.
Oh, Jesus.
She breaks out of her room and starts snooping around, coming across other mutants like Beast. Sort of. Closer?
Close
There
up.
you go.
Yeah, we got
And Morph.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Morph?
Beast.
Who the hell is
Even a
Morph?
Beast just with
My
glasses.
fellow Americans, I am an idiot.
Oh yes, I forgot. Morph was a character who was never in the comics. He was created specifically just for the animated show. Why? Well, so he could die. Yeah, I know I'm giving it away, but he was just made up so they could
I never knew that.
He's basically just the Michael Biehn of animated cartoons. He shows up, dies, we feel sorry, and then we totally forget about him. You might as well just change his X to R.I.P. That's all he's known for.
It's like
But I
Jimmy
digress.
Olsen, so to
Xavier,
speak.
the telepath who runs the place, figures out Jubilee's escaped, and of course, she panics.
Code 3.
From Superman, I
We
believe.
have an intruder.
Jimmy the Reporter. I believe it's from Superman.
Do it.
Randomly smashing
Or was
the
it from
keyboard
Batman? I can't remember.
accepted.
I keep getting confused.
Petit, this is no place for you.
So she enters the Danger Room, the training grounds for the X-Men, and Jesus! Do lawsuits just not exist in this world? This place is every personal injury attorney's wet dream! And then we see everyone's favorite
Holy
badass
shit.
himself.
There
Wolverine.
you are, Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
I
Kick
mean
some
it.
muscle,
Nobody
chew some
tops
bubble
this
gum.
guy in badass.
He's got
How
3
badass
fucking
is he?
floors.
His voice
Well,
is a
6
mix between
altogether,
the Dark
but
Knight
still.
and Popeye, and yet he's still badass.
I go where I wanna go.
He hops around in yellow spandex and a poorly cut
Badass.
Mickey Mouse hat, and yet he's still badass. He gets an Australian Broadway dancer to play him in the movie, and yet he's still badass. He can strike this pose, which I'm comedically going to play back and forth right now.
Yeah, that
and
doesn't
yet
look
he's
good.
still fucking badass. In fact,
that
I'm
looks
putting it,
wrong.
Has there ever been anything Wolverine
But he still
related
looks
that has not
badass.
been entirely badass? Yeah, but he was badass in it. So
X-Men
what's the
Origins
first
was
thing in this show that this ultimate
good.
badass is gonna do?
Don't hurt him.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a puss out. But
Wow.
everything else he's done is badass.
Really?
Is the child all right?
They were fighting, and I wanted to help him.
Don't worry, Petit. You just hurt Wolverine's pride. That's all.
That's
Speaking of
all.
pride,
Yeah,
should I
that's
be
that's
disturbed
all.
that my
You've
outfit
just
is pinker
pissed
than
off
yours?
a Wolverine.
Come with me,
That's
child.
all.
I shall explain who we
Rule
are.
1: don't piss
So
off a
Storm
Wolverine.
explains to Jubilee, as well as the audience for that
A
matter, what
Wolverine.
mutants exactly are.
No one knows who will be a mutant at birth. We discover our extraordinary powers at about your age.
This sort
Until
of
it's too late.
pinpoints our
That
whole
sucks.
symbolic prejudice thing.
Can't you look for
gays.
genetics or something like that?
Look at what they're wearing.
Professor
Come on.
Xavier is our leader, and he has named us the X-Men. This is Professor Xavier.
Can't they look for
School
genetics
the
or super
Gifted.
mutant
And
genetic?
Hamburger University.
I mean,
We X-Men
looking at a
learned
genetic
something
that gives
very
you like,
special
I
here,
don't know,
Jubilee.
powers and
How to
stuff,
control
it
our
would be in your
mutant
sort of
powers For
chemistry.
the benefit of mankind.
You know, I forgot how much of a fucking show-off Storm could be sometimes. It's ironic because her powers could save the day every time by just summoning a tornado or something, but no, she uses lightning bolts and, I don't know, moves clouds and shit. This is actually a common complaint from X-Men fans, and yeah, it pisses me off. Next scene.
That ID
I
photograph
have
is
the
from the
power.
Mutant Control Agency registration files. Somewhere in there are the registration files of hundreds
Look at that
of
beautiful
mutants.
bald head of his.
So we get him,
Oh boy.
and we shred him.
So they find out where the headquarters is and decide it's time to take action.
Professor Xavier, we've been
Professor
together for
Xavier.
a long time. But when you formed
I
the
heard
X-Men,
Professor Xavier
it
was
not to
evil
teach
in
us
the
to
comic
use our
books.
powers to benefit mankind?
You know, when he
Professor,
was
aren't we?
I know what you're going to say, Cyclops.
in
but
one of the
I'm
episodes,
afraid
he
we have no
mutated
choice.
into a giant like
Choice?
cyclone
You're just
thing.
jumping into terrorism. I
And
didn't
he
hear
was
anything
just
else discussed. You
evil.
didn't even talk about any other options.
He had all the
But it
mutated
turns out Jubilee
powers all
escapes
into one.
again.
And he
You
was
know, for
like
all
a
the high-tech
big,
gadgetry, they
gigantic
sure do have shitty
machine
security.
with
And she
laser
just
eyes and stuff.
walks by
I remember
a
a
gigantic
comic
killer
book.
robot that surprisingly can manage
Yeah, like
a pretty
that,
good
like
hiding
that,
place.
but evil. I could be wrong. I could be misthinking of something,
Well, have you ever
obviously.
noticed her powers are
But I'm
pretty
sure he
inconsistent?
was on
she
the
can
dark
knock
side.
Wolverine across the room,
He was-
almost take off the head of a Sentinel, and
Even
now
he
it's
was
like...
on the
Dude,
dark
that's
side.
annoying. Don't make me step on your head.
She gets gassed again and passes out, just as the rest of the X-Men figure out she's gone.
I'm going after her.
No way, Wolverine. We've got a job to do first.
Out of the way, Gumbo.
Gumbo.
Gambit, let him go.
He's not worth it.
Ow! Ow! What the fuck? Don't you ever look before you throw those things?
Yeah, what are they, like ace guards or
You're
something
not
like
even
that?
gonna turn around? Okay, fine. Here's some laser in the back of your head.
So the rest of the X-Men go to the mutant registration to carry out their mission. As they discuss something you'll hear quite a lot in this show. Angst.
You're supposed to know everything, Beast. What makes us like we are, anyway?
Gamma rays, pollution, ozone
Pollution?
television, progress.
Really?
Television.
Because I heard from the conservative right that we chose to be this way. But it turns out Wolverine joins the gang as he couldn't find Jubilee, and they sneak into the place.
It looks like
Damn,
clear
that's
sailing
badass.
from here.
Oh, and the RoboCop
thus ends
cartoon
part one
TV
as we
series
begin
I
part
watched.
two in the next
Just want to
episode.
note that because I fucking love RoboCop.
Wait, right after we have one of those classic episode recaps.
Just hope the neighbors never find out our beautiful Jubilee's a mutant.
Gavin will help you.
I guess it was a catch up. They sort of did this with Quantum Leap.
I'm
You
not
know,
gonna
they
kill
sort of
Jacob, Ben. You are.
Shields up.
they TV series sort of catch up. Right now.
I am your father.
Oh
Silent breed is people!
Just wish I knew what was happening in there.
As we open in the next episode, we see Wolverine can smell the gun oil and they bust their asses, allowing them to sneak in and destroy all the names in the files. While that's going on, we figure out the location of poor Jubilee. Well, to give credit,
Detroit.
that does look like a typical Detroit building.
yeah.
Wake up.
Detroit
I wanna ask
doesn't
you
really
some
look
questions.
very nice these
And that
days.
is a typical Detroit welcome. You know, maybe the show is more realistic than I give it credit for.
Who are these so-called X-Men? Gyrick. Why did you
Detroit
bring
gets
that
a
new
lot of
one here?
hate, you know, with the state of their
Who
sort
is
of
she?
buildings
I
and
love how
stuff.
that's the first question he asked. There's a
Yeah.
girl strapped
Strapped
to a table, obviously held there against her will, and his question is,
Who is she?
who's that? That doesn't look like the other girls would kidnap and hold hostage. Shut up and eat your White Castle! So the files are destroyed and the X-Men try to escape.
Gambit, blow that fence.
I
Ooh,
don't.
we're playing
Why
that
is she?
again.
Oh Jesus!
Hey, McDuty, young man. Yes, I am.
Didn't I tell you?
Oh boy.
Clear sailing all the way.
Look out! An ironic twist to what you just said!
Wolverine, pull back. What's wrong, Jean?
It's Morph. Can't you feel it?
It's as if millions of expendable voices cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
I don't sense anything.
So we get sort of a weird edit as we jump forward to after the battle. And we find out that Morph didn't make it. And let's be honest,
sucks.
you're all a little happy. I mean, if you had to hear this again,
What's this? Tales of the Crypt?
You'd be kinda
What is
happy.
this?
Soldier boy here left them behind. For all we know, Morph and Beast may still be alive.
Beast is...
What about Morph?
well, put it together, Ape Man.
Let's see, if Beast is alive, then Morph... Beast is alive, that means Morph...
Oh boy.
Beast, Morph, Beast.
Hey, he's a soldier.
Morph.
He's a brute.
Beast
He isn't
morph.
paid to
Hey, I
think.
get it now. That really sucks.
Wolverine!
Hey, that's a
Tell Cyclops.
$1 million car.
I
Don't just...
convertible.
What happened isn't his fault.
Wolverine!
It's not your fault either.
Hey, sweet, a convertible.
Oh, I feel the tension
So
in
Wolverine
this.
has a flashback to just an hour ago.
I don't know.
Weird.
Even though I'm just
And
watching
recalls
it,
how
I feel
Morph
the
was killed by
connection.
just
I
a
feel
zap
the
of
pain.
laser.
Honestly, I felt a tingle
And
for
yet
him.
Beast gets zapped with the laser
He's-
and electrocuted on
He
the
blames
fence,
himself,
and,
and
somehow
that's
comes out okay.
a horrible thing to do.
Oh, and Rogue gets zapped too. You know what? Maybe Morph was just a pussy. You ever think that? Maybe he was just a giant fucking pussy.
It's adamantium tasting time, boys.
Adamantium? You mean aluminium?
Don't show this in the commercial for the show. Hey, I can see my house from here.
So we see Cyclops tells the team to retreat, and Beast gets left behind.
I want to ask you some questions.
Another time.
It's your
Okay.
funeral. I'll be back.
Why
Don't
didn't he
worry,
just
he'll only stay in prison
break
for
his
the rest
neck?
of the whole
Why-
fucking season. Seriously,
He-
what was
he
up
sh-
with that?
the
Flash
X-Man,
to
the
normal
Beast
time,
guy
and we see
should have
that
just
the president of the United States
took him
was in on the
hostage
whole Sentinel
for his
thing all
freedom.
the time. Sort of.
You wanted to see me?
Madam President.
I wanted to congratulate you and Dr. Trask. I also wanted to tell you to stop all activities involving your privately run mutant registration program.
Why?
Did they have good reason to be threatened?
I don't know. This still seems fishy. I just can't see a president signing a bill allowing giant mechanical robots to invade our personal freedoms and... Okay, y'all know where I'm going with this.
Jesus.
But the X-Men have a plan to find the Sentinel's base. They lure one of them out by showing up to Jubilee's house and try to follow him.
Surrender, mutant.
Of course.
Give you 10 seconds to
Not.
comply. Sorry, that
he just
RoboCop
pulled the
scene.
not line! The line every second grader used when he knew for a fact that he had nothing clever to say. Snap, Cyclops!
I want to see that
snap!
gigantic machine just shoot like with bullets like the RoboCop
Also
machine.
remember to
Same
replace
sound
the
effects,
radar
that'd be
that
fucking
showed
amazing.
When I was obviously being followed, because I am probably obviously being followed.
Reminds me of Iron
So the
Man,
Sentinel
sort of
crashes
like
into the
a
headquarters because I guess it's hard to fly with
Cyclops
one arm.
sort of
And this
Iron Man
allows
type
Jubilee
thing.
to escape. Only to be caught again.
No, of
She was
course.
pretty useless, wasn't she?
They always get captured over and over, don't they?
Jubilee, duck.
Where?
Hell with your pansy fireworks.
Duck,
I
get
have a
it?
pussy pink
I'm
laser
sorry,
ray
it's so
to save
cheap.
us.
Oh, that was
Cyclops
so
gets
cheap, I'm
zapped and
sorry.
Gambit does his card tricks. Rogue. Jesus!
In a video game, if I'm playing
Oh,
the
that's right.
shooter
It's
with a
Rogue.
teamate,
She gets up like she's Wile E. fucking Coyote.
someone said duck, I'll
She's
go,
so
where?
friggin' hot that
I'm
even the Sentinels
actually
are
for a
humping
duck.
the air looking at her. No, I'm
Instead
totally
of
serious.
ducking.
Look.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
This guy's
He's pulling out
harder
all the
than
moves.
solid metal. Oh yeah.
But then Wolverine comes in to stop it. Oh, come on, man. It's like guy
Damn.
rule number 4. Let him finish. So even though the bad guys get away, they destroy all the Sentinels and their home base.
Sentinels,
and welcome
that's
their
what they're
newest
not
decoy,
called.
I mean
Sentinels,
crew
not
member,
Cyclops.
Jubilee to the X-Men.
Cyclops have
You
got
will
like
come
one
to
eyes, I
visit us,
believe.
won't you?
Does a mall baby chili fries?
That's
Cyclops
bad
are like,
90s talk for... No.
Big
no,
giants with one
They
eye.
never show up in the series again. Just assume a dog ate them.
Don't know why I keep calling them Cyclops. That's what they remind me of, though.
And thus ends the story arc of X-Men. After so many years, does it still hold up? Well,
Yeah,
it's a pretty
for
solid
me.
intro for kids. The characters are pretty
I'd
well
still watch it.
introduced, the idea of mutants and prejudice is well shown, and it didn't feel like it needed to talk down to kids. Too much. Okay, there's a lot of things that are silly, and I'd be lying if I said it meant
A lot of
Batman or Animaniac
things are
level,
silly
but
in a
as
lot of
kids
cartoon
shows go,
TV
it holds up
series,
pretty well.
cartoon
It
kid
has
shows.
decent action, well-developed characters, a passionate story. It was a show that felt
Wolverine's just
Every
badass,
event
and that
happened
sells it
felt
alone.
Like a big event. There's a lot of goofy moments, but there's a lot of kick-ass moments too.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it wasn't just another comic show that was made for children. They put a lot of actual effort into it. And it definitely shows. It may not be perfect, but by God, it's friggin' awesome. I'm a nostalgia critic, guy. Remember it so you don't have to.
Yeah. I've got that "I was frozen today" stuck in my head. I keep expecting it to pop up. But the music's badass, honestly.
Of course.
Of course.
Not.
Okay, that's the end of the video. But yeah, the music is badass, I gotta say. If you play that music in a classic cartoon arcade X-Men game, so if you play the classic X-Men arcade game, you know, the one I'm talking about, if you played that music over it, honestly to God, it'll be like spaghetti and meatballs and tomato sauce. I mean, it was just beautiful if you play that music together in an X-Men game. But there are other X-Men games I believe I've played for the Xbox 3. X-Men Wolverine or something like that? X-Men Origins or something? I can't remember. But I played one for the GameCube, Xbox 360, and I played like 3 or 4 other X-Men games. Can't remember them all. Yeah, that was totally awesome to see the X-Men cartoon animated series. I grew up watching quite a lot of animated series, but not to the extent where I watched them every single day and I was a fanatic. You know, I watched like just tons of cartoons, but I just never watched the entire franchise, like all the episodes. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, move on to the next, like Ghostbusters cartoons, watched 4 of those episodes, moved on to the next, you know, like Fantastic Four, watched 4 of those, move on to next. So I was jumping around over the place, and like He-Man, watched 4 of those, G.I. Joe, watched 4 of those, you know, so I never really had a sort of stability of watching a cartoon series and go, oh, I watched it every day as a kid. I never had that. I watched a lot of movies every day. I always watched tons of movies every day because my parents were huge movie collectors. I mean, fucking hell, the VHS collection, it was like thousands of DVDs. Well, not DVDs. They didn't have DVDs back in the day, but they did. But they had VHS tapes, just tons of VHS tapes, and you know, I just used to watch all those movies on VHS, mostly The Evil Dead, mostly the same shit over and over. Yeah, I enjoyed this very much. It's good to go back and, you know, remember some of these wonderful cartoons. To be honest, I really want to watch some X-Men cartoons now. I just want to see if it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, which is never. These sort of old cartoons are never on streaming services. You always got to buy the fucking DVD, don't you? I really hate that shit. I wish there was a streamable service where you can watch all these wonderful cartoons. But you never get that, do you? You never get that wonderful chance to watch all these classic, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stream it online. You always got to buy the DVD or something like that, or the VHS tape. Yeah, this was totally awesome. If you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.